Hello students, today let us learn the topic that falls under the chapter title Relational Data Model and Relational Database Constraints. In this chapter, we will be studying relational model concepts, relational model constraints and relational database schema, and update operations and dealing with constraint violations. The chapter contents are divided into 3 videos. This video is the first part of the chapter that focuses on the topic relational model concepts. Here we learn what is a relation, terms used in relational model concepts, characteristics of relation and relational model notation. Let us now get into the details of relational model concepts. The relational model was first proposed by Dr. E.F. Codd of IBM in the year 1970 and was based on mathematical model and mathematical terms. The building blocks of relational model are relations and sets. The relational model of data is based on relations. A relation is a mathematical concept and is based on sets. A set is an unordered collection of distinct elements. A set has items of same data type. There is no order for the elements in a set and there is no duplication of elements. The commercial implementation of relational model came into existence in the early 1980s, such as Oracle DBMS and SQLDS systems. Current popular database management systems include Oracle, RDB, Microsoft Access, Microsoft SQL Server, and so on. A relational model represents the database as a collection of relations. Then what is a relation? A relation is a table of values where each row in the table represents a collection of related data values that represent both data and relationship among them. In simple words, a relation or a table consists of rows and columns, where each row in the table represents a fact about real world entity or a relationship. The table name and attribute names help in interpreting the meaning of the values in each row. In relational terminology, a table is called as a relation. It has two parts, relation schema and relation instance. Now let us understand what is a relation schema. A relation schema describes a relation. It has a relation name and list of attributes with or without its domain. Usually, a relation schema begins with the relation name followed by a list of attribute names separated by commas within pair of round braces. In the example, student is the name of the relation, roll number, name, course and address are the attributes of the relation. In the second definition of the schema, data type of the attributes are also associated with the attribute name. You can see integer and string data type is associated with roll number, name, course and address. Next we move on to the second part, that is the relation instance. Relation instance is made of attributes and tuples. In the example, you can see the relation instance of student relation. You can see the rows and columns or attributes and tuples. In the horizontal rows, you can see the tuples and in the vertical columns, you can see the attributes. The next term that we have to study here is the tuple. A row is called as a tuple. A tuple is an ordered set of values normally enclosed within angular brackets. Each value is derived from an appropriate domain. In the example, a row in the student relation is a 4 tuple and would consist of 4 values. I told you in the example, horizontal rows represent a tuple. Value 101 Preeti BCA MG Road Mangaluru is the first row and this is a tuple. A relation is a set of such tuples. The next term, attribute. A column is also called as an attribute. An attribute has a name and a value. An attribute has a domain. The attribute name designates the role played by a domain in the relation. Two relations can have the same attribute names, whereas in a single relation, two attributes cannot have the same name. In the example, relation is the student, attribute names are roll number, name, course and address. Values are 101, Preeti, BCA, MG Road, Mangaluru, and the data type for the attribute is integer and string. The other terms that we have to understand are domain, degree and cardinality. Now let us discuss what is a domain. Every attribute in a relation has a name and a domain. Domain is specified with the data type. Data type can also have a logical definition. A domain D is a set of atomic values. By atomic, we mean that each value in the domain is indivisible as far as the relational model is concerned. Several attributes can have the same domain. Let us see an example. In the example, the first attribute is name. It is a set of character strings that represent the name of the student. The data type used here is varchar. The next example, attribute's name is roll number, wherein it is a set of 3-digit number and the data type associated with it is integer or number. The third example is phone number. This is the name of the attribute. It is a set of 13-digit number and has a format. Data type for this column is integer or number and it has a logical definition wherein D represents a digit. It has a specific format wherein the first 3 digits represent the country code and the remaining 10 digits are the individual specific phone number. The next term that we have to study is the degree of a relation. It is also called the arity. This is the number of attributes in a relation schema of a relation. If we consider the student relation, its degree or arity is 4, as in this relation schema there are 4 attributes. The last term that we have to study is the cardinality or the relation state. It is the number of tuples present in a relation at any given point of time. In the example, student relation is used. The cardinality or the relation state is 3. At this point of time, there are only 3 rows. Therefore, the cardinality of relation student is 3. Let us next move on to characteristics of a relation. The first characteristic is ordering of tuples in a relation. What is this? A relation is defined as a set of tuples. Mathematically, elements of a set have no order among them. Hence, tuples in a relation do not have any particular order. In other words, a relation is not sensitive to the ordering of tuples. However, in a file, when records are physically sorted on disk, there is always an order. The ordering indicates first record, second record, 10th record, nth record, last record, and so on. Similar ordering exists when we display tuples in a relation. We move on to the second characteristic, that is ordering of values within a tuple. We already know that a relation with n tuples is an ordered list of n values. So is the ordering of values in the tuple. At logical level, the order of attributes and values is not important as long as there is correspondence between attributes and values. The third characteristic, values and nulls in tuples. Each value in a tuple is an atomic value. That is, it is not divisible into components within the framework of basic relational model. Therefore, multi-valued and composite attributes are not allowed. An attribute can take a special value called null. This can be used to represent attribute values that may be not known or may not apply, or value exists but is not available at the moment. The last characteristic is interpretation of a relation. The relation schema can be interpreted as a declaration or an assertion. That is, the schema of the student relation asserts that a student entity has a roll number, name, course, and address. Next, we move on to the last topic of this session, relational model notation. Here, R represents the relation schema and A1 to AN represents n attributes of the relation schema. A relation with n tuples is represented as R of R, and each tuple T is defined as a set of values V, that is V1 to Vn for an attribute AI. Capital letters like P, Q, R, S are used to denote relation names. Small letters like P, Q, R, S denote relation states. Letters T, U, V represents tuples. Sometimes the name of the relation schema, like student, also represents the current relation state. Attribute names usually remain the same for different entities. Say for example, name attribute can represent name of a student in student relation and teacher's name in teacher relation. In order to distinguish between the two, we can qualify an attribute with its relation name, that is teacher.name and student.name. With this, we come to the end of this video on chapter 1 part 1 of unit 2. I hope you have understood the relational model concepts and notations used in this concept. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel. Learn from your teacher. Thank you.